Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, we're going to do Vlogmas this year. I don't even think at the height of me doing YouTube I did Vlogmas, but I am in need of something to keep my brain occupied a wee bit more, so I really want to get back into it. So I thought we'd start off Vlogmas with having a wee bit of chat about what happened this year. What the heck happened? Because I started this year all guns blazing, we were going really well, I was posting videos, and then nothing. For those of you who actually know who I am, who've been watching me for years, know I'm a beauty therapist. I own my own salon. Unfortunately, in the age of COVID, that's not the best place to be. I'm just realising my drawers are open. Bear with me. I thought I would start today's with talking about where have I been, what's happened, why did I just disappear again after making such a fuss of coming back and being so excited about coming back. I was using Final Cut Pro on my lovely new laptop that I bought this year, and I was loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it. But as you know, 2020 has been a shitter of a year. COVID hit and my salon closed. Yes, it was really during that time that I started vlogging and filming and stuff again, and I really enjoyed it. I loved doing the clothing hauls. That was something fun that I'd never done before because I'd never been confident enough. But as time went on during this and the salon was closed and the longer I was at home and the more things were happening, my sister and brother-in-law got really poorly with COVID, and all of a sudden I started realising that my anxiety was getting worse and worse and worse. And I was starting to feel really anxious every time I went to pick up the camera, and I was like, no, I can't. I can't because I don't look good enough, I don't feel good enough. Nobody wants to watch me, nobody wants to listen to me, nobody wants to hear what I have to say. And I'd also been doing weekly live videos with a lovely friend of mine, Patrick, who, in all honesty, I haven't even spoken to Patrick now in maybe 6 months, which is really sad. And if you're watching this, Patrick, by now I've probably already reached out to you, but it's probably time that I reached out to him and had a chat with him. But I started getting to the point with even my weekly live videos with him that I was so anxious, I was so worked up beforehand that it wasn't enjoyable anymore. None of it was enjoyable. And I just retreated into myself. I wasn't really doing Instagram anymore because I didn't feel like I had anything to say. When in actual fact, it was a time whenever I really truly had loads to say. I should have been talking about how I felt and what this had all done to my anxiety. And I think at one stage I did actually do a small video talking about how COVID had knocked the stuffing out of me and it affected my anxiety. But really and truly, here we are on the 1st of November, sorry, the 1st of December, of course. And I feel worse than I have ever done. Wow, I'm emotional. I don't know how I thought I was going to get through this. So, let's just breathe. So some of you who are actually close to me and know me will know that I've spent a lot of time looking after my mother-in-law. You may remember, if you've watched me long enough, you may remember I used to look after my father-in-law when he was dying of cancer. How am I doing this? So anyway, I've spent obviously I've been very close to my mother-in-law for years anyway, you know, she was mum to me. But whenever she got really sick, I started helping out more. And it got to the stage I was there twice every day. I'd be there in the morning to do her medication and stuff before I went to work, and then after work I would just pop in just to check and see how she was and have a wee yarn with her, because she was, I mean, coming to the end she was bedridden, so it was just us and the carers that she saw. And obviously it's been a very hard year for anybody who's sick, because with COVID you can't have your friends and other family and stuff coming in, so we just had our small bubble of people. My brother-in-laws and Thomas and I, we were the only ones. She was our bubble. She passed away 4 weeks ago today. So let's backtrack. During the first lockdown, I had seen advert upon advert upon advert for resin stuff. So I decided, with the few pennies that I actually had, I was going to start getting stuff in. And I was absolutely so excited about this and really wanting to sink my teeth into something new. I love my jewellery making and stuff, but this was something fresh for me, something I'd never done. And as much as I have a creative mind, I never really feel like I have creative hands, coordination. You know, I can't draw, I can't paint, I can't do anything like that. But I have absolutely loved doing the resin stuff, and I just got back in, I just got into that as we were reopening again in July, and we worked hard for a couple of months. And then, as if any of you are in Northern Ireland, you'll know that mid-October we were closed down again for 4 weeks, which turned into 5. And that was a whole fiasco. So the stress of that, not knowing, I mean, see, to be honest, I knew right from the very first week that we were closing, it wasn't just going to be a month. When we closed earlier this year in March, we were told that it would have been 2 weeks that we were closing for. We were closed for 3.5 months. So in my head, I just kept thinking, well, if that was what happens when we're told 2 weeks, what's going to happen when we're told 4 weeks? Is it going to be 6 months we're closed? I also really, it was a really hard thing, because during that time, my mother-in-law was getting more poorly. She was diagnosed last year with cancer, and a lot of things had happened. In August, she had a massive stroke. So she came around from the stroke miraculously to give us a good couple of months with her. But so when we were closed down again in October, it actually worked out really well for me, because I had a couple of weeks where I could spend more time with her, because my day whenever I'm working consisted of going around to see her in the morning and do her medication, go to work, most nights come home to her house, check in on her, have a wee yarn, have a cup of coffee, then go home to bed and start the process over again. And never once did I begrudge it. I loved spending time with her. So I actually was a wee bit more grateful whenever we were closed down again, because it meant when I went round to do her medication in the morning, the carers used to laugh, because generally by the time they came back in the afternoon, I'd still be there, because I just loved spending time with her. And even if she slept most of the time, that was okay. I was with her. So anyway, we'll glaze over it, but I will say my mother-in-law passed away a month ago. So I lost that part of me. And I knew I needed to get back to work, because throughout all of this, throughout this whole year, my anxiety has crippled me. I find myself watching what other people are doing whenever I'm out and about. If I'm in a shop, I'm like, why is he not wearing a mask? Why is she not wearing her mask properly? Why can't he pull his mask up? Why is he coughing into his hand? Why is he not doing this? And all of those things fed into my anxiety. Just so gradually things got worse that way. So with this closure in October, we were due to reopen on the 20th of November. And I knew there was something in my head right from the start of that closure that we weren't opening in 4 weeks. As I said before, the first time we were closed, we were told it was 2. It ended up 3.5 months. So I just knew something wasn't going to go right. And there was so many rows between our government with the First Minister and the Deputy First Minister. They couldn't coordinate themselves to all of them make a decision on whether we were going back or what was happening. And it got right to the very day before, and I couldn't sleep, and it was just so much that I ended up saying to Amanda, right, that's it, we're not opening tomorrow. I can't take this stress, I can't take this. Let's just open on Tuesday. If they give us the go ahead. They didn't. They closed us for an extra week in the end, so I'm glad I did move things. Then the night before we were actually reopening, we were told that we were only opening for 1 week. So we got to open for a week, and boy did we open. We were open for 7 days in a row. I wasn't there on one of the days because I had committed myself to sorting out stuff in my mother-in-law's house. A lot of the solicitory stuff is going on, so I needed to do that. But poor Amanda was here 7 days. There was days that I was arriving at 10 o'clock in the morning and not leaving until after 8 o'clock at night, which, if you know me, you know that that is really detrimental on my health. So by the end of last week, I was worth nothing. But now here we are. I'm closed for 2 weeks. It is Tuesday, the 1st of December, and I'm overdoing resin orders. I have a couple of things just sitting curing. I have lots of other things that I need to get started on today and keeping myself busy. But so it gets to the stage where at night I'm lying there and I'm trying to listen to my soothing music. I have a few things I listen to, but nothing has been helping. And I'm just lying there, and all of a sudden I'll start to think about what happens when I die. Where will I go? What will happen to me? And it's crippling. I can feel my heart starting to race, and I can feel everything in me clenching up. I feel physically sick, and I know a lot of this is grief, but with my anxiety that I already have coupled in with it, it's just exacerbated it so much. So anyway, I'm doing what I can. I am meditating, I am trying to eat better, I am using my oils, which I am going to do some videos about, and I'm over here. I was over yesterday morning at the same time. I'm over here this morning. I'm going to be over here most mornings. I'm here for click and collect for the salon retail products, as well as working on these orders myself. It's time to get my mental health properly back on track. So with that, I want to do something that I really love, and what's really exciting right now, well, I think right now, my new phone is arriving. I ordered myself the 12 Pro Max, so I'm really excited to start filming with that. I'm very excited. I cannot wait to play around with my new phone and take pictures and videos and all of that jazz. I'm just ready to get me back on track and look forward to some lovely things happening. I'm going to be a great auntie next year, which is mind-boggling. My 16-year-old niece is having a baby boy, and I am so excited for that. So yeah, so I have something to look forward to. I've got lots of things. The salon was doing really well until all of this hit. And I'll maybe in one of the other videos I'll give you an updated tour, because I know I did a tour around the salon before. I must actually go back and do a comparison because I've done a lot of changes this year. So anyway guys, it is 11:15. I was here from 10 o'clock and have not started my work yet, so I'm going to go and do that. And this is Vlogmas Day 2's video, so I'll see you tomorrow. Anyway guys, thank you so much if you watched this far. And please, seriously, if you suffer from anxiety, depression, any sort of mental health issues, check out the links down below or send me a message. You know, reach out to somebody. Don't do this alone, because it's not easy to do alone. I'm learning that you have to reach out to people. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, all of that jazz, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.